Okay, so I have been thinking on this for quite a while, and a lot of people are going to say I have no right to say anything about this. But let me rewind, tell you a bit about myself so I can tell you, you can go ahead, shut up about who gets to talk about this subject, considering this subject's very important to me. I am the seventh child of two people who kept making mistakes. One of them had an eighth child, but that's a different story. But the fact of the matter is, I and my siblings were separated and raised under different conditions. I was pretty much comfortable materially, but I lacked emotional nourishment because my foster family was just emotionally distant. They didn't know how to connect with me, and that's not entirely their fault. Just to put that in there. I know I had issues. Very self absorbed, very defensive, difficult speaking to other people, along with developmental delays. This is related to previous home. Point being, there's a lot of people who probably would like to believe I should have never been born. Again, the topic has to do with Planned Parenthood, since everyone wants to get rid of it, or at least everyone, a certain someone, thinks are important. Period. That's the thing. I don't think either side of the argument is right or ethical. I think being pro-life is stupid and hypocritical, and I think being pro-choice is stupid and hypocritical. And I'm doing my best to keep this PG and respectful and polite because I do believe this needs to reach the ears of as many people as possible. And as unfortunate as it is that I'm the one saying this, because I don't want to be the one saying this, I just feel like I need to say this because there's no one sharing this opinion here. And it angers me to a level where most would have already been either in cuffs or on a gurney. I'm serious. I'm also sorry I'm scaring you. I hate being this way. It's why I'm saying this. Because I feel like if I don't, I'm going to hurt myself and other people. And I apologize for rambling on. I just felt it was wise to add some context there. But as I was saying, like, pro-life is hypocritical because they just want to have people pump out babies so they can abuse people like they're these biological machines they can manipulate through husbandry. Look up the term husbandry if you don't know what that is. It's how we came up with so many breeds of things. It's also something a vegan would be horrified about. And I'm sorry, but that's life. Deal with it. Make the best of what already exists. Or be content in knowing that you two are a monster and the things you want to do right now are just as bad as what led to your ire and indignation at the fact that greyhounds exist. Look up the atrocities behind greyhounds. Oh, it's work. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Seriously, they are a beautiful breed of dog. Terrible brand of transit. Oh, I've heard stories. Oh, I've heard stories. So, I don't like the pro-life argument because they're completely blind to just the value you can find in proper family planning. It's in the name, Planned Parenthood. Safe for the community because it allows everyone to plan out the family. It's ethical eugenics, where everyone has a choice, even the woman. No one's being restricted from having proper care. It's also good leverage in the fight for a fair wage. You know, like, we have the seeds of something revolutionary here, and y'all just want to destroy it because you don't understand a thing. And the pro-choicers, how dare you? Trying to split things up and play the fake empathy card. Please feel sorry for me. You can only show me love if you feel so. No! One. I want to prioritize. Okay, you can have your abortions, but I want to prioritize safe, communal, and respectful means of engaging in intimate connections. Again, I want this video to be accessible to as broad an audience, and I can't do that with certain words. Context is important. Always know when to say a thing, and if you're going to break a rule, only break them to bring attention to something that needs to be seen. That rule's probably gonna get broken. Discernment. You take what resonates and discard what doesn't. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to be honest with yourself, so the shock ends up coming from a unexpected place. But yeah, I don't like pro-choice because it leaves out the miracle of chance. And I understand, you know, sometimes you're given a terrible hand. But then the guy who has all the cards, he just has such an obvious tell. Sometimes you just gotta eat that tail. Eat that horse. If you know, you know. Sometimes life is hard, and you'll fall off that horse. But you just gotta pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and eat that horse. You just eat that horse. One bite at a time. Oh, man. What a quote. I believe family planning has a place because I don't for a second believe that trying to use force as a means to control the population has ever worked without backfiring. Or maybe I'm just wrong. I'd like to be right on that one. There are lots of things I'd like to be wrong about. But yeah, I I'd like for a more nuanced discussion on healthcare and food and just why the heck are we even a country? What is the goal? Like, the theocrats aren't Christian because they're grasping so hungrily for worldly power. So obviously they're not it. And then the secularist, they're not, sorry about that, this is rude of me. The secularists, they're not even like, because they just want to exploit everything to become like God, and they don't care about the effect they are having down the line. So the question is, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? And why should we continue?